What are the top things that I need to do to get my video to the top on YouTube?
Well, you gotta form connection. So you need to form connection with YouTube, and then you need to form connection with your audience. First thing I would say is to let YouTube know who you are. So YouTube doesn't know who you are. So you need to start uploading as much data as possible so it can get an idea of what viewer would best appeal to the type of content you're putting out.
So would shorts be better for that or long form videos?
I'd say a mix of both because they're both, I see them as different lanes, though they intermix, but they're two separate forms of content and they're two separate viewers. You might not necessarily want short form content or short form viewers watching your long form content because they have a shorter attention span. Like you might give them enough intrigue to go over to your long form video, but they might not watch the video, which would eventually hurt the performance of your long form video. So if your goal is to get more long form viewers, then just focus on that and do shorts on the side here and there. But I would really primarily focus on whichever lane you want to grow the most on.
And say I'm not somebody who's creative with content. What are a couple ways to start making content or ideas for people that just don't really know how to make the content?
There's blueprints in front of you all day. So first study the content before you try to put something out. Whatever you're trying to make, go look it up on YouTube and then see what other people are making. Look for the ones with the most views and try and study it and analyze why it performed well. And from there, you'll get an idea of what works, and then you'll be able to build a system of your own rather than trying to start from scratch from out your head. So most advice about YouTube is pretty generic because everyone's problem is very channel specific. So everyone could be doing different things wrong on their channel. So they can't give a broad advice to all people who are on YouTube because that advice may not necessarily work for the next channel. So the thing is, you're gonna get the best advice if you get in contact with somebody who's working in a similar niche, or just talk to someone who has a YouTube channel that's just a little bit more ahead of you. Email them, but get connected with another creator. They could probably give you a little bit of input that'll help you change the way you're making content and increase your growth. And you guys could collaborate. That's one of the best ways to grow your audience. So instead of looking for a very broad audience, broad tips is what you're getting, you need to get like tailored tips because every niche is different, every channel is different.
Okay. So that's why if I just go on YouTube and look up this advice, it might not serve me in the end?
Yeah, because some advice works for like entertainment-based content, but it might not necessarily apply to something that's information-based. Another thing I learned too is that so the tone of the video needs to match your personality. So if you have a very straightforward, analytical personality like me, you probably don't want to try and force your videos to be funny because that's just not naturally how you are, and your audience is going to be able to pick up on that. So when you're making your content, just look at your own personality, your temperament, and then try to align it with that. And that way you'll get the most organic, natural content as possible.
Okay, another question. Why do most YouTube pages fail?
Either they quit or they keep doing the same thing. They keep making the same mistakes and not figuring out what they're doing different. So
would it be smart then to also start making videos about something you're passionate about, or do you think being passionate doesn't really?
Oh yeah, so like you're saying, if you're passionate about something, is it the best route to go that way? Might necessarily be the case because I just changed my niche from tattooing. I'm passionate about tattooing, but that didn't necessarily serve me the best making content about that. Of course, do something that you love because that's gonna help you do it and overcome all the difficulties that you're gonna face. But you really need to make that one of the big questions from the jump is will I be able to make this a full-time income?